Listen carefully, my beloved child. This message is not random. You did not click on this video by accident. I have been watching you quietly. In the moments when your heart felt hollow, in the nights when silence was louder than words, in the days when even prayer felt heavy. You called it emptiness, you called it loneliness, you called it loss, confusion, abandonment. But I call it preparation. Before I fill a vessel, I must empty it. Before I elevate you, I must separate you. Before I speak through you, I must silence everything around you. What you felt was not punishment. It was not rejection. It was not the end. It was the beginning of something holy. Stay with me. Do not rush this message. Let every word reach the deepest place in your soul, because what you felt as emptiness was me making room, the silence that shaped you. My child, I know the season you just walked through. I saw how empty your days felt. I heard the questions you never said out loud. You wondered why the joy faded, why familiar things no longer satisfied you, why people drifted away without explanation. You thought something was wrong with you. You thought you were losing yourself. But listen to me now. I was removing what could not go where I am taking you. I was draining distractions that once felt like comfort. I was stripping away attachments that were silently limiting you. You begged me to fix things, but I needed to free you. That emptiness you felt was not absence. It was my hand at work. I emptied your cup because I was preparing to pour something new. I quieted your surroundings because I wanted you to hear my voice clearly. I allowed the stillness because growth happens deep underground, unseen. Seeds do not grow in noise. They grow in darkness. And you, my beloved, were planted, not buried. I know the silence scared you. You felt overlooked, unchosen, forgotten. But I was closer than ever. When everything else stepped back, that was when I stepped in. I removed the counterfeit peace so you could recognize my real peace. I removed false security so you could lean on me alone. I removed shallow joy so I could give you eternal joy. You were not being emptied to be broken. You were being emptied to be built. What felt like nothingness was me reshaping your foundation. Why I had to empty you first. My child, understand this truth deeply. I cannot pour new wine into old containers. I cannot place purpose where pain still rules. I cannot crown what has not been cleansed. That is why the emptiness came first. I needed space inside you. Space for wisdom. Space for discernment. Space for authority. Space for a calling bigger than your comfort. You felt drained because I was removing what no longer matched your destiny. You felt hollow because I was carving room for my spirit to move freely within you. You lost interest in things you once loved because your soul outgrew them. You felt disconnected from people because your assignment changed. I know you tried to fill the emptiness with distractions, with noise, with busyness, with temporary relief, but nothing worked. Because that space was reserved for me. I was teaching you not to depend on feelings, not to rely on validation, not to survive on applause. I was teaching you how to stand even when nothing holds you up. That emptiness trained you to pray differently. It trained you to listen more than speak. It trained you to trust when you could not see. You are stronger now, even if you do not feel it. You are wiser now, even if you doubt it. You are closer now, even if it felt distant. Do not mourn the season that drained you. Honor it, because the very place that felt empty is about to overflow. When everything was stripped away, my beloved, there was a moment when you looked around and realized so much was gone. Not just people, not just opportunities, but parts of yourself. You no longer reacted the same way. You no longer chased what once excited you. You no longer feared what once controlled you. And that scared you. You asked, why do I feel so empty even when I try to move forward? You wondered, why does nothing feel the same anymore? Listen to me. I had to strip you to reveal you. I removed layers you used to survive. I removed masks you wore to be accepted. I removed habits that comforted you but weakened you. You thought you were losing pieces of your identity, but in truth, you were losing what was never truly you. Gold must face fire to shine, and you were never meant to remain unrefined. That emptiness you felt after everything fell away was the sound of chains breaking quietly. You were learning to stand without leaning, to believe without seeing, to trust without understanding. I allowed you to feel alone, so you would finally realize you have always been held. I was teaching you the power of stillness, the strength of surrender, the beauty of depending on me alone. You were not becoming empty. You were becoming ready. The weight that strengthened your faith. My child, the waiting almost broke you. Days passed. Weeks passed. Nothing changed outwardly. You prayed and the heavens felt quiet. You trusted but answers delayed. You believed, yet doors stayed closed, and that emptiness grew heavier. But listen closely. The wait was not wasted. I was training your faith to stand without proof. I was strengthening your spirit to endure without applause. I was deepening your roots so storms could never uproot you again. You learned to pray even when emotions were gone. You learned to worship even when joy felt distant. You learned to obey even when outcomes were unclear. That is mature faith. I know you wanted quick relief, but I was building lasting strength. I was teaching you patience that does not panic, trust that does not tremble, hope that does not expire. You may not have noticed it then, but every quiet moment was shaping you. Every unanswered prayer refined your trust. Every tear watered your purpose. Every empty night prepared you for fullness. Do not regret the waiting season. It prepared you for acceleration. What took time to empty will now take moments to fill. Why the enemy couldn't destroy you. My beloved, hear this truth clearly. The enemy tried to use your emptiness to defeat you. He whispered lies in the silence. He magnified your loneliness. He pointed at what was missing, but he did not understand my plan. What he thought was weakness was actually preparation. When he expected you to quit, you learned endurance. When he expected you to fall, you learned resilience. When he expected you to lose faith, you learned deeper trust. The emptiness removed his access. No distractions to manipulate. No emotional dependence to exploit. No false identity to attack. You became untouchable because you were anchored in me alone. I watched as you survived days you thought would break you. I strengthened you quietly when you felt weak. I covered you when you didn't even know how to pray. You are still standing because I never stepped away. And now, what once felt like emptiness has become authority. What once felt like loss has become clarity. What once felt like nothing has become readiness. The enemy lost his chance, and you gained your purpose. The emptiness that healed you. My beloved, what you called emptiness was also healing in disguise. You did not realize it then, but I was gently removing pain you had carried for too long. Wounds you learned to hide, memories you tried to ignore, disappointments you buried deep inside your heart. I could not heal what you kept covering. So I allowed the quiet, I allowed the stillness. I allowed you to finally feel what you avoided. That emptiness slowed you down so you could feel again. It softened you where life made you hard. It humbled you where pride tried to protect you. I touched places no one else could reach. I restored trust where betrayal lived. I renewed hope where despair settled. You thought the emptiness meant you were losing strength, but I was healing you at the root. You are not the same anymore because you are whole now. What I was building inside you. My child, while you focused on what was missing, I was focused on what was growing. I was building discernment so you would no longer fall for every voice. I was building wisdom so you would choose peace over chaos. I was building courage so fear would no longer control your steps. The emptiness trained your spirit. It taught you to hear me without noise, to trust me without signs, to follow me without certainty. You became selective. You became grounded. You became aware. You no longer beg for attention. You no longer chase approval. You no longer settle for what drains you. That is growth. I was shaping you into someone who can carry blessings without losing me. Someone who can stand in abundance without forgetting the source. Someone who can be trusted with more. What I was building inside you required silence, not speed. Depth, not distraction. Faith, not feelings. The shift you couldn't see. My beloved, the shift has already begun. Even if your eyes cannot see it yet, The emptiness marked the end of survival mode. You are no longer just enduring. You are emerging. What once drained you will no longer reach you. What once hurt you will no longer define you. What once confused you will now serve as wisdom. I am about to fill the space I created, with peace that stays, with purpose that satisfies, with direction that brings clarity. Do not rush ahead of me. Do not doubt what I prepared in you. Do not return to what I emptied you from. You are standing at the threshold of fullness, and this time you will recognize it, because emptiness taught you value, silence taught you discernment, waiting taught you trust, and now you are ready. Why you couldn't go back. My beloved, there is a reason you could not return to who you once were. You tried. You considered it, but something inside you refused. That was me. I did not empty you so you could revisit old cycles. I did not heal you so you could reopen old wounds. I did not prepare you so you could shrink back into familiar pain. The emptiness closed doors permanently. It removed desire for what once trapped you. It changed your taste, your hunger, your direction. You are no longer comfortable where you once survived, because survival is no longer your calling. I reshaped your heart so you would choose alignment over attachment. I rewired your spirit so you would recognize peace even when it costs you. I strengthened your resolve so you would not settle again. Do not fight the discomfort of outgrowing old spaces. That discomfort is proof of growth. You did not lose anything valuable. You were released from what was limiting you. What comes after the emptiness? My child, emptiness is never the final chapter with me. After emptiness comes clarity. After clarity comes direction. After direction comes fulfillment. You are entering a season where things will make sense quietly. Not all at once. Not loudly, but steadily. You will feel peace without explanation. Confidence without arrogance. Joy without conditions. I am aligning people who recognize your depth. Opportunities that match your maturity. Blessings that do not steal your peace. This time you will not rush. You will not force. You will not beg. You will discern. You will wait. You will move when I say move. Because emptiness taught you discernment, and discernment protects destiny. What is coming will not overwhelm you. It will fit you. You were being prepared for more. My beloved, hear me clearly now. The emptiness was not random. It was intentional. It was necessary. I was preparing you to carry more without breaking, to receive more without losing gratitude, to lead without losing humility. I was expanding your capacity, stretching your faith, strengthening your spirit. You will soon realize why it had to happen this way, why it could not be rushed, why it could not be skipped. You are ready now, ready to receive, ready to walk forward. Ready to live full without being dependent on anything but me. Do not fear the future. You have already survived the hardest preparation, and I am with you. Now I fill what I once emptied. My beloved child, this is the moment you could not see while you were empty. This is the season you were being prepared for while you were quiet. This is the answer forming while you thought nothing was happening. I did not empty you to leave you dry. I emptied you so I could fill you completely. Now I pour peace that does not leak. Now I release clarity that does not confuse. Now I place purpose that does not fade when storms come. You will notice how different this filling feels. It does not rush you. It does not pressure you. It does not demand you lose yourself to keep it. What I give now stays. I am filling you with confidence rooted in truth, with joy that survives disappointment, with strength that does not need validation. You are no longer desperate because you are no longer empty. You are no longer searching because you are now anchored. You are no longer afraid because you know who walks with you. The space that once echoed with silence will now overflow with my presence. You will speak differently. You will choose differently. You will walk differently, not because you forced change, but because transformation happened quietly within you. You are not returning to who you were. You are stepping into who you were prepared to become. Remember this when fullness comes. My child, when fullness comes, Remember the emptiness. Remember how it taught you to listen. Remember how it taught you to wait. Remember how it taught you to trust me without signs. Do not forget the quiet season. It made you strong. It made you wise. It made you ready. What you are about to receive will not replace me. It will point you back to me. And when you feel full again, stay humble, stay grateful, stay close, because I am the one who emptied you. And I am the one who filled you. You were never abandoned. You were being prepared. And now, my beloved, walk forward in peace. Walk forward in purpose. Walk forward in fullness. I am with you, always.